Today is Tuesday, November the 10th, 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm having a fireside chat just trying to communicate with people on this new Canon camera that I recently purchased. And I'm trying to figure out what can I share with you today. And I thought today would be another opportunity to share a letter. And this is a letter that was written to a friend of mine's office where his business is, because when I first got out of prison, this friend of mine, his name is Lee Knobman, and he is the founder and I don't think he's the CEO anymore, but he was the founder of a company that's really does a lot of great things up in the Northern California area. It's called Golden State Lumber. They have about 40% of the lumber market. They're one of the employers that really win high marks from their team of more than 500 people that work there. They're consistently ranked as one of the best employers up in the Northern California area, in the San Francisco Bay Area. So I'm very grateful to have Lee as a friend and a mentor. And when I first came home, he was like a sponsor of mine, and he allowed me to kind of get my life started while I was working in his office. And that's why one of my books, as the publishing company, I listed his address. So there are tens of thousands of these books in prisons across America. And people in prison, when they don't know how to reach me because they can't access the internet, they may find in the back of that book this address. And so that's why this letter is coming from, and I got to use my glasses now. This letter is coming from a fellow by the name of Leo Hilton. It's MDOC number 70199. He's at the 807 Cushing Road in Warren, Maine. So he's a person in prison in Warren, Maine. And you can see this is how letters come from prison. This correspondence is forwarded from the Maine State Prison in Warren. The contents have not been evaluated, and the Maine State Prison Warren is not responsible for the substance or content of the enclosed communication. So this is kind of what you can expect. If somebody is in prison, they're going to be kind of branded. If you write a letter, some people in the community may not want to receive these types of letters from their mailbox because they feel as if somehow it diminishes them. The reality is our nation incarcerates more people than it should, and people serve sentences that are far longer than they should. But I like to show people that, regardless of what bad decisions a person has made, at any time that person can start working toward becoming better. And I'd love to say those were my words, but they're really lessons that I learned from many of the mentors that taught and inspired me while I served 26 years inside. So if you want to inspire this young man, you might want to take note of his letter, his address, because I will share it. And if anybody has the good heart to want to make his holidays better, you may want to write to him directly. Now, let me read to you what he wrote. There is his name spelt in typewritten form. So I hope that you'll be able to see this on the camera. It's Michael Santos from Leo Hilton. He is seeking funds for a master's program. So this guy's writing looking for money. Okay. Well, I write all the time looking for money. Let's just see what he's going to ask me. I am humbly and prayerfully seeking assistance in my efforts to revolutionize the way we do criminal justice in America. I am a biracial black man, half Jamaican, half white, currently incarcerated for a crime I did commit. It was a violent home invasion. I am doing a prison sentence that exceeds a reasonable punishment, that is 90 years in prison. I was 18 years old at the time that I committed the crime. Scared, desperate, stupid, and fresh out of a foster home. For more of my personal story, please read The Awesome Power of Forgiveness on MarinerNews.com. He says that I want to change the reality for the young people of tomorrow. Toward this end, I tutor and mentor my fellow people in prison, and I teach a restorative and transformative justice education and practicum course, helping men see the humanity within themselves and others. I also serve as executive secretary of the prison branch of the NAACP, as a hospice volunteer, and as a canine corrections dog handler, caring for and training rescue dogs to help them be more adoptable. Further, I earned both an associate's and a bachelor's degree while incarcerated with a 3.95 GPA. Very impressive, Mr. Hilton. I was recently accepted into a master's program of George Mason University's School for Conflict Analysis and Resolution. However, That education comes with a hefty price tag, $23,595. As an incarcerated citizen, I am unable to incur debt, so I cannot apply for school loans. By investing in my education, you will be enabling me to include my voice of painful life experience in the global conversation about criminal justice and prison reform. It's a conversation largely held by academics who have not seen, heard, and felt the injustices perpetuated by the American criminal justice system. Actually, I misread. It's perpetrated by the American criminal justice system. That's interesting. So it's the American criminal justice system that perpetrates the injustices. I think that's what he is saying here, and I want you to consider that. With the skills and tools I developed through this master's program, I aim to complete a thesis that researches what social support systems programs need to be developed in order to keep communities safe while decreasing prison populations, and I want to complete this in 3 years. From that research, I will develop a comprehensive plan for policy change and implementation within 1 to 2 years. Once the plan is complete, I will begin to walk out those changes with the aid and the support network I will be building along the way. This is the vocation to which I have dedicated the rest of my life. By investing in me, you will be investing in the coming infusion of true justice and equity in a system built upon generations of injustice and inequity. I know times are uncertain and very difficult, but I need your help to see my vision to its fruition. I would greatly appreciate any assistance you are able to provide. Respectfully submitted, Leo Hilton, number 70199-807, Cushing Road, Warren, Maine, 04864. So, what do we learn from a letter like this? Well, I learned that regardless of what challenges a person faces, that person can always work toward changing his situation, changing his predicament. In fact, when I was in prison, that was the same strategy that I used to use, and it led to me building an enormously strong support network. And I am hopeful that I can help people in prison reveal their voice to people outside so that they can learn how to recalibrate their lives. It's led to a lot of opportunities for people that pursue this path, including me. And if somebody's going into the system, I would encourage them to think these things through. What can I do now to put myself on a pathway for a higher level of success when I come home? That's really, really important to begin thinking about at the earliest stage of the journey. But it's never too early and it's never too late to begin sowing seeds to overcome the injustices of a very long prison sentence or even a short prison sentence. Now, I know people that serve 1 or 2 years and they come back and they recalibrate their lives and they become successful. I know other people that get stuck with 1 or 2 years and everything becomes negative. They can no longer see any meaning in life. They don't feel as if they're leading a fulfilling life. And that is a bad path. The better path is to work toward empowering ourselves. And you can see that somebody even serving a 90, as you can see from these letters that I received from prison, people that are even serving 90-year sentences, now they're crawling and they're thinking and they're developing their skill sets and they're learning how to write. And it's really not too different from what I do as a businessman in society. I may have been incarcerated for 26 years, but every day I'm working to create new deals, to raise capital, to make something out of nothing. And that's what I try and encourage you to do if you are going into prison. If you are in prison and you have access to these programs that I create, I hope you see I never ask anybody to do anything that I'm not doing. It's always just about work, about really advocating for yourself. And if you have a loved one in prison, learn how you can advocate for your loved one. Some of the strategies that I suggest is you can see on our website at prisonprofessors.com. If you look on the reputation section, you can kind of see the documented strategy that I used to do exactly what Leo is doing and what other people who write to me from prison. You reach out, you ask for help. You've got to build a story that may make you a more attractive candidate for help. You try to bring people into your life. You try to document a solid plan. This guy had a solid plan. He's already got an associate's degree. He's already got a bachelor's degree. He's trying to get into a master's degree at a great university. And now he is pursuing this deliberate path to raise enough money that will allow him to earn his master's degree. I had to do the same thing. And it's no different from if I'm going to start a business out here and I need to raise capital. I go out into the marketplace, I do the same thing. These are the strategies that will empower you to get a better outcome, whether it is working toward a lower sentence, whether it is looking to get released early, whether it is looking to recalibrate your life when you come home, whether it is looking to hold on to your family. All of this requires strategic thinking. You can get a lot of the tutelage for that strategic thinking in some of the books that we offer at Prison Professors, and I hope that will help you. You can visit us at prisonprofessors.com. If you're watching us on YouTube, you're out in the community, we do hope that you will subscribe. If you're watching this inside of a prison or a jail someplace, I hope that you know I believe in you. And I want you to become successful. And I want you to know that nobody is going to work harder for your success, than you are. That's what this young man is doing. Very much reminds me of what I had to do when I was in prison. And I hope that you find some deliberate path to work toward your success as well. I am Michael Santos with Prison Professors, and I want to thank you for being a part of our community. We believe in you.